This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa, the leader in combat sports gear. Get 20% off with code MMA Nuts at HayabusAFight.com. HostGator, the leader in hosting. Save 40% off shared hosting with code MMA40.
Protect-A-Bed. Shield your mattress and pillows from allergens, dust mites, and moisture. Visit ProtectABed.com and save 20% with code MMA Nuts.
Defense Soap, the ultimate soap for wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, and MMA athletes. Get 15% off with code MMA Nuts at DefenseSoap.com. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 255.
255.
My name's Ingo Weidman.
Matt Griffith, MMA show. By my fans, for my fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's snapping in?
Nothing. It appears that you have injured yourself last night.
Yeah. What are the odds I have like a crazy dream and then I break my foot and or big toe in the process?
Yeah, Matt's foot is like growing as I'm watching it.
I'll take a picture of my awesome feet, but it's going to be a little doctor's visit tomorrow. They're not going to do anything. I just need to make sure that the toe is lined up properly.
Okay. You know how they check that, right?
No.
Rectally?
Of course. That's the way I prefer.
Well, let me check.
Like, doctor, are you sure you need 3 fingers again? Yes.
Yes. We want to make sure your toe is not broken. That's a bummer. You know, sometimes you have these dreams and, you know, you...
Fucking no. All I know is I woke up I have a sheet, a blanket, and a comforter. Everything on the floor. I wake up, well, I'm a little cold. I pulled everything back on. Then I wake up again and I got to go piss in the morning. So I get up, take that first step. Ah! The fuck! Something's not right. Something's not right. I've been icing this bitch all day. Wow. And then tomorrow we got a busy day, and Damian Maya's up in this mother and
limping around.
Not here, so we're gonna go over to Capritos, hang out with him for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we don't have time to take care of said shit. After all that,
well, you can take care of it if you need to. It's like you don't have to, like, you know, I don't know. Are you gonna be able to fit your foot in your shoe?
Oh, I'll wear like the flip flops or something. Okay. It'll all work out.
You gotta come up with a cool story, like how you broke your toe.
I don't have anything cool. Like, I had a dream. I woke up.
Yes.
It was broken.
Yes. You can probably say that the gays were chasing you.
Yes.
And you were running away.
The gays. How do you say that in Portuguese?
I don't know.
We'll find out tomorrow.
The gays.
It will get lost in maybe they should be teaching us stuff in Portuguese.
The gays?
Yes.
Oh, you mean Comprito?
Yeah. Not the gays, but, you know.
I hear you.
I can't wait to get, as we're going to transition right into it, you know, when Damian Maia fought Anderson Silva, remember, wasn't there some words said? And
yeah, I called him a playboy and all this stuff.
I don't think we really got the side of the story from Damian, so it'll be interesting to ask him about that
I definitely want to ask him about Anderson Silva's whole situation and how he feels that, you know, about it, and then maybe some follow-up lead-in questions to other things and talk about his fight. And that was a big deal. Like, according to what I read, is like Damian comes from a well-to-do family, supposedly. So Anderson was kind of like giving him a hard time because he's saying like, you're a pretty boy kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think he was using the nicest of language either.
No.
But
it'll be interesting. I hope he'll be willing to discuss Anderson. We'll see. I'm sure he'll be very respectful, is my guess. He's not gonna, you know.
Yeah. Maybe that's a Comprito question.
Yeah. Speaking of Anderson Silva, something interesting happened this week.
What happened?
Well, it appears that he's finally been sentenced for for his.
I have to laugh out loud a little bit. I'm sorry.
Why?
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
He's changed his story like 6 times. Every time is.
He's just proven himself to be who he is. He is who we thought he was.
True. Why can't he just come out and say like, hey man, like, yeah, I took some shit. You know, everybody's taking shit. I'm the champ. I got to try to keep up with this shit. Even if that would be fine, but like all these stories of this thing or that thing, or taking some sort of like thing from Thailand. Or
yeah, what they said, he had some dick
pills
in
juice,
blue vial juice that he got from his friend from Thailand, and there were discrepancies into when he took it. Okay, you said you took it on this date. You didn't write it on this form. I mean, it was such a clusterfuck. I think even halfway through the process that they ended up firing his translator, and then Ed Soares had to come in and start translating.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
And then they had to ask the commission had their own translator, so they had to ask her to make sure Ed was translating correctly, because we know he does it when he's at the fucking UFC. So all that's going on. Then you have people on the phone keep breaking in with, like, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about
Why were there people on the phone?
I think it was media and or expert witnesses, but someone was DJing that shit up at the perfect times and
it was great.
Throwing the whole commission meeting out of whack.
Yes.
And I think I don't know how long the Anderson Silva thing was, maybe 2 hours, but
wow.
It all could have avoided. They were all so pissed off at him and all the inconsistencies, and in the end, what was it? What came out of it?
You got suspended for a year and fined like a couple $100,000, right?
380,000.
That much? Oh shit! I thought I read 250. Okay, wow, that's a lot.
And he's lucky too, because if this is 2 months later or whenever they want
3-year ban.
Yeah. It's just, you know, sometimes you just got to man up. It reminded me of the movie Gangs of New York, when he was talking about a sneak thief. Kind of like you save someone's life, and then the next day you try to throw a knife in their back and kill them, and you won't fight them man to man. That's kind of what Anderson Silva is here. You know, he's got the opportunity to just accept responsibility. He could have said, listen, I had a fucking horrific leg injury. I needed to take a little shit to get back to normal. I did it. I fucked up. I'm sorry. Could have been in and out in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe a 9-month suspension and maybe half of your money instead of being so aloof. And then I think the other thing that one of the commissioners asked him, they said, have you ever been tested out of competition before, or have you only been tested the day that you're fighting? He's like, oh, this was the first time I've ever been tested out of competition. Oops.
Interesting.
So now with all this and the way you handle it, do you think this taints his legacy?
Absolutely.
Goddamn right.
Absolutely, because now there's too many questions. You can't. There's just too many questions, and given how like wishy-washy and all this like nonsense that came out of his, it's like, how can you trust anything this guy says?
Mm-hmm.
So, and taking nothing away from him as far as like a great fighter. He was a champion for many years. I think he won like 17 straight or something.
Something ridiculous.
Something crazy. So, no, can't take that away from him. But I'm just going to say that, you know, now it makes me question whether, hey, you know, did he do it with or without performance-enhancing drugs? And,
well,
you know.
How old is he? He's
almost 40.
Right.
You know?
I will say, like, you hit, what is it, 35? You hit the fucking wall from a training perspective.
Absolutely.
Unless you're taking something.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it sounded like he had a laundry list of shit that he was taking he never disclosed on his pre-fight.
Yeah, because we didn't mention, didn't he take some anti-anxiety shit the night of the fight?
Yep. Yeah, there was all kinds of supplements and shit that he should have, like...
He may have been taking estrogen, because remember how he broke down after the fight and was just bawling? Who knows?
I don't know. The whole thing. It just bothers me because it feels like a person who's supposed to be a champion, supposed to be, you know, a person of higher, you know, standards and has hit the echelon, you know, upper echelon of a particular field, they should just have some sort of integrity. I should just, you know, like you said, you know, I broke my leg. Come on, guys, seriously. Like, I need, you know, there's a lot of pressure to come back and do the fight and everything else. So, yeah, it took a little something. The doctor said it would, you know, it would help with the leg. And, you know, I didn't really, whatever.
Tried to come back faster than I should have.
Yeah.
And, you know,
that's what happened.
I'll accept the punishment for it. But instead, he wants to go down and be a little bitch and whatever. I don't even know what the story is, but just man up, say you fucked up, and people will forgive that. But to not do that is the exact opposite. And then he got the full force of the commission go after him.
It's a shame. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll ever see him in the cage again. I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
He might come back. I think there's going to be too much money on the table for him to walk away.
Who's he going to fight? I mean,
Michael Bisping.
Oh.
We still need that fight. I still like the Spider's chances, but then again, here will go Michael Bisping. All right, why can't I fight a guy who's not on a juice or PEDs?
well,
now he may be clean, but
yes.
You know, and then I say it like I care that, oh my God, he tested, his legacy is tainted. I don't give a fuck. You look at the percentage of the guys that are probably on it, probably 90%, right? you could even make the case maybe GSP was, and he just got out in time before we had all this advanced testing.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We don't know. So, I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Exactly. I like the sport so much better when we weren't doing all this testing. And who cares? These guys are in their 40s. They're fucking kicking ass. And
It's only going to get worse, Matt.
it is. and worse when we're talking the 3 or 4 year ban. I forget what we're talking about for first time offenders. Imagine that. That just fucking would retire Anderson Silva.
Sure.
Just
Absolutely.
retired him. 3 years.
Absolutely. I mean, at 37, 38, I mean.
I think 39, almost 40 now, too.
Fuck it. You're done.
Yeah. So now, as we progress more, we're going to see this trend of after 35.
Can he
all
take
these guys
shit?
are
Are they
going
going to
down.
test him while he's suspended?
They should. They should be testing him right now. Because he's part of the. Remember, the UFC started this plan in July, out of competition testing, where they said, I think it's each fighter is going to be tested a minimum of 5 times per year, anytime, anywhere.
Nice.
And that Nowitzki character is supposed to be on Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, I'm looking
next
forward
week.
to that. Yep, that's going to be sweet.
So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about all the testing and this cheat hotline. I don't like that. Hey,
Call a snitch.
Yes.
Call it in.
Yeah, snitches get stabbed.
Ditches?
Right. Snitches wind up in ditches.
That's right.
Remember that, Mr. Nowitzki.
Absolutely.
Wink, wink, Mr. Cocaine. Someone might have a cocaine problem for all I know. Speaking of which, where's John Jones?
I don't know. I haven't heard shit about
Radio
him.
silent on this guy.
It's all right. He'll make his triumphant return soon enough.
Hopefully. I'm ready.
Switching gears,
Go ahead.
I'd like to talk to you about this state of Arkansas, who has officially,
Somewhere in the South.
yes, they have filed a special. They had during a special meeting. They have now a new rule for amateur fighters in combat sports,
Okay.
which states that you cannot gain back more than 7.5% of your weigh-in weight. I couldn't figure out what the penalty was. I know you asked me earlier. I still don't know what it is. I would assume there's a no,
Some sort of fine, I would
probably a big
imagine.
fine, potentially.
Or what
forfeiting.
if they don't let you fight?
Yeah,
Because you can't jump. The big thing was they didn't want you to jump up a weight class, correct?
right.
Or four.
One published weight class for the specific sport, no more. And I don't know what's going on, but this is amateur, so you know they're trying to do some things regarding that. I don't know if this will ever make it into the professional line, but it would definitely, if it works in some respects, I think definitely it could play in into MMA. I wonder if, like, when it comes to title fights and big money like this, I don't know that they want to kind of do that to themselves. I think that's another thing that's potentially going to cause a fight to be off, and I think promoters are going to have a hard time. There's probably going to be some money involved with like, hey, don't pass this bill. This is too crazy.
Probably.
Like, don't do that. But it's good to see that things are happening. I think we talked about that. We thought California might implement something similar, along those lines.
Well, that's the biggest problem, was always, in my opinion. You actually have people dying from cutting weight, and the brain damage is a lot more severe. I think it was a bigger problem than performance-enhancing drugs. But, most people, it seemed like the media back in the day was really pushing the UFC to do something about, like, performance-enhancing drugs, and I think that's what made the UFC just go fucking gangbusters. Because it was weird how fast it came on.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, we got to get professional. We got to do it now. Why? It almost seemed out of the blue, because it was right, we're going to do Reebok and we're going to do drug testing all at the same time. And with the drug testing, it was something that's going to hurt them in the short term and possibly long term, depending upon how bad they want to punish the people.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking 3 years. To me, it doesn't make sense of why do you want to put
harsh punishment.
put some, especially a first-time offender. You could be a young guy coming up. You fuck up, you just get caught.
Fuck up and get caught,
Well, getting caught is the fuck up,
Yeah,
not
that's right.
doing it, in my
Not doing
opinion.
it, yes.
That's neither here nor there. You know my opinion on that.
I do. Can we do a quick sponsor before we get on to the next news? I want to talk to you guys about worldofwatches.com. We have some discount
See the
codes.
nice one I wear?
Yeah, me too. MMA August, MMA AUG Podcast 25. It's a long one. So We'll get that shortened next time. It's $25 off 200. There's also MMA UG Podcast 10 for $10 off 90 for some watch business. And then if you're a baller and you'd like to buy the bling bling,
oh shit,
that's thewatchery.com.
Oh fuck.
This is a shorter code. You might remember this. MMA UG 50. Get $50 off of anything 475 or greater. Or MMA UG 100 is $100 off 950 or greater.
Jesus Christ, Pete, where you at? Spending $2,500 on a watch.
Yes.
I want it. The guys who make Ferrari tires, they make the wristband. That's fucking awesome. $2,500
Absolutely.
later.
Watches are big now. You know, Kevin Rose from Dig and Dig Nation and all that shit. He's actually moving to New York apparently and starting his own watch brand. So I think there's something with the watch thing. Like they're making a comeback.
Huge margin in there. There's
huge margin.
A lot of companies make these fake. Well, they're real watches, but they make them look. They're not
fake.
Well, it's a shit watch that they make look nice by doing good pictures and everything.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe you make it for $20 in China. You say it's made in Switzerland, and then you're selling it for $1,000.
Nice.
There's a lot of margin in that.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to be said. Have you ever seen, like, up close, like a handmade watch with all the crazy shit? Like, there's something about that. It's just kind of amazing how they can do that. And there are those legitimate brands out there that, you know, that they make the handmade watches and have all these moving parts and pieces. But I would assume for the majority of things, they're probably, you know, marked up 10,000%.
Yes. So, there's tons of margin.
But not from the watchery or...
So what are you trying to say? Don't buy a watch?
No, buy lots of watches.
Okay, buy it for it.
Support the show. Use the fucking codes.
That's right. Don't be a bitch.
That's right. All right.
Sponsors love it when we say it. Don't be a bitch.
Yes.
Don't be, what is it? A do-nothing bitch?
A do-nothing bitch.
That's
DNB.
right. Buy a watch.
Hashtag DNB.
Pound sign.
I almost said pound sign.
That's what it should be. I'm wearing on you. I refuse to use the hashtag. I got my whole house to say pound sign. Now I'm wearing off on you, see?
Oh, no.
Awesome.
Hashtag.
Moving right along. Josh Thompson signed with Bellator.
He did.
And it was kind of curious. He said, because you have two sides of the story, obviously.
Of course.
You know, he said, you know, he fought out his contract because he wanted to test out free agency, and the UFC had offered him a couple of deals that he turned down, and the interest. And then Dana White said, "Yeah, we released him or fired him, whatever." In my book, it doesn't matter how he got out. The important thing is that him signing with Bellator, there's the clause that the UFC can match a contract, but say the sponsorship thing. So if you go to Bellator and you can have whatever sponsor you want, now the UFC, how can they match that contract?
They can't. Well, according to what I read about it, is that he had like texted or tweeted Joe Silva just to be like, "Hey man, just to let you guys know, I got this shit from Bellator. Like, you guys want to do anything about this?" And they were kind of like, "Go fuck yourself," you know. It's like, we're not matching shit. So whatever. So it must have been pretty.
I liked him.
I did. I always liked him, and I think he must have got a pretty lucrative deal. So, you know, the Reebok thing, I don't know that it's helping a lot of the guys who've been established.
It's not.
So it's going to be more difficult for the UFC to keep these guys, and it's always good to see a rival organization start to build some momentum, because it forces the big dog to stay agile and make moves. And
yeah, the big dog is just like holier than now right now. Where it's like their shit don't stink.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know, we're gonna do whatever we want, and you can do that for a little bit, but
eventually you're
gonna lose all your fighters at some point. And yeah, I know it's been Phil Davis, Josh Koscheck, Josh Thompson.
Koscheck seems pretty bitter too, kind of like not. Why don't I have any offer from them to do anything?
Yeah, why does Big Nog get the opportunity? I was the original Ultimate Fighter. Well, you were an asshole, but that was your shtick, right?
Maybe this is how he really is.
I don't know. They can always portray you however they want.
That's true. I just say I think it's the fight business. It's exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, you're only as good as what your last fight.
Yeah,
maybe
as long as you can polarize, and at least Koscheck, you either liked him or hated him.
Right.
You know.
He just kind of his career fizzled. I think he had a lot of like shit going for him, and then I think GSP just messed him up. Like that just totally.
Messes up a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's good for Bellator because then you also have at least you have a name. You know, you can put them like, and then that Paul Daly fight that we talked about. That's a great rematch for them to happen.
Yeah.
I like it. If you're a UFC fighter, fight out your contract and see. And I think that was Thompson's point too. Is he's treating it as a business, as everyone should be, and not just take what someone gives you. You need to see what you're worth and test it out.
Know what you're worth.
Fuck it.
If you know what you're worth. Is that from Rocky?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it is Rocky 6 or some shit.
There's only been like a million of them. I'm sure they're working on another one.
Yeah. The one with Tommy Jones or
Tommy Gunn. That was Rocky 5.
He stole my room. I just remember that. Like,
poor guy. Like I think didn't he have the HIV?
He did. He died.
He had pec implants and all that shit. And it was sad.
Chaos. On a bit of better news, we finally got our Chris Weidman middleweight title fight against Luke Rockhold happening at UFC 194.
Yeah, because they basically last week we talked about the supercard, right? Nobody was anywhere.
Nope.
We had no fights, and then right after that, okay, Aldo McGregor, UFC 194.
That's on this card. As
main event.
Yep.
Weidman, Rockhold, co-main event, which is interesting. Do you think that's the right lineup?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Probably. I would say yes.
Yeah.
You know, I would even say that if Ronda Rousey was on that card, she'd co-main event that sucker versus Weidman.
See, now we go back to that discussion. Like, that's that super card, but...
Yeah. It's weird. They're going against the grain because they always said it was weight classes. Now they're changing that shit.
Yeah. Well, it should be the most popular fight.
Yeah.
Should be the main event. And obviously, McGregor, if you saw, like, his last fight, with how many fans came in from Ireland and all that Irish...
Where is this thing?
Going bananas.
Do we know where this is going to be at?
It's probably announced, but I don't
Vegas,
know.
Vegas, December 12th.
So, that fight... we had another shit fight that I don't care about. Werdum versus Velasquez 2.
Yep.
Which I don't get why we're making. Do you understand why they're making that fight?
Because the heavyweight division is very thin at the moment, and the other guys are all tied up.
Well, they tied them up on purpose to do Arlovsky versus Mir and Miocic versus, what, Rothwell, I think?
Yeah, sounds right.
Oh, come on. Arlovsky should have had the title fight.
Well, he could if he wins.
Hopefully.
Actually, if he wins, it's probably better for him, especially if Werdum wins.
Well, you know what's going to happen then. And then, then you have Junior Dos Santos versus Overeem. But
yeah.
So say
there's a guy who's not ever been the same ever since his war with Velasquez, like the first one. I mean, he was never right after that. So
I had a point and I fucking lost.
Sorry, cut you off.
I'm going to try to get it. We're talking about Kane,
Werdum, Arlovsky.
I went here or there. That's why I just got to spit them out.
Spit it out. Okay. You can just talk over me. It's all good. Got any other news?
I do. I'm trying to get that point again.
Trying to find that point?
Trying to find it. Ronda Rousey. There's the top 10 for highest paid female athletes. I think she was number 8 at $6.5 million, which seems on the low side. I think she'd be making more than that, considering all the movies and sponsorship opportunities.
And that, from what I hear, she's very frugal. Like, she doesn't really have anything fancy. I mean,
wooden dildo.
Maybe that.
Watch out for splinters.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. She just sold her shitty car like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah. It says, I hope someone doesn't whack off all over it.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Like, listen. What is it, Chunk from the Goonies?
Yeah.
They're not going to be fucking beating off on your kinkle having fucking seat.
They will.
That's pretty mean.
Yeah.
I just watched the Goonies, by the way, and I'm like, God damn, that's Ronda Rousey. The little boy. They have the same little like mole on her face.
She does have thick ankles.
Nothing for me.
But you know what? Her mother's in great shape. So so you would think, that's usually the #1 telltale sign. I was like the thing in college, like, so I'm getting, the guy's like getting ready to like propose. I'm like, dude, what's the mom look like? Before you do that shit, make sure. And then sure enough, like it's kind of proven that if the mom is huge, the woman's gonna be huge. It's gonna happen.
Maybe. Can you give them testosterone? Keep them in line?
They start growing hair in weird places. You have to
I
shave
don't know
them
if you want that.
So.
But the other thing about that list, which was weird, is that the women tennis players dominated probably
top 5,
6 out of 10.
Sure.
Where I want to say the top was maybe making $30 million a year.
Serena?
No, she wasn't even number 1. Sharapova or something.
Okay.
Another tennis player.
And I think she's really hot. I think she might model.
Yeah,
and shit
I think
too.
that was
so
the deal.
She's got other shit going on other than tennis.
But it's not even anywhere close to the males.
No.
The men are. I don't know what the top was. Probably Mayweather, 300 million or something. Pacquiao next because of their fight. I think 150 million. And so you look at those.
A couple of soccer players are on there.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of football players.
Yeah.
You know, making shit tons of money.
But then I was thinking too, like, wow, this is a good point. When I think about female sports, the only sport that I can really stomach to watch is fighting, followed by a close beach volleyball.
Mm-hmm. And we know why.
Exactly. And then maybe the curling.
You like the
hurling or whatever they call that?
The curling, yes.
So get down on the ice, work it. Work it.
Like, damn, that chick's got some power.
She knows how to work the shaft, as they say. It's all good. In the hood. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why the women don't get paid that much.
Why is that?
Because there's not a lot of interest in watching women play sports.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you try to watch women play basketball,
it's a lot of layups and jump shots. It's not that exciting.
Can't do it or shit.
Women's soccer is exciting. I like that. It's not as well. The men are definitely it's just I don't know. Men are more athletic. Unfortunately. Like, you can say, oh, yeah, those females. Yeah, right. A professional woman athlete's going to kick the shit out of me in whatever sport that we're talking about. But I'm saying you put that woman in against a man of the same, like, professional level, most likely the guy's going to win. That's why I'm not really sure that Ronda Rousey can kick ass like how everyone talks about.
Yeah, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. A man will knock the shit out of her. They should never fight in the first place.
Right. You think Jose Aldo's going to, like, get armbarred by Ronda Rousey?
No, he's going to leg kick the shit out of her and keep the distance.
He's fucking fast as shit.
She's got, like, a level 2 striking versus fucking level 11 right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost like you want to see it at once just to see it, but you don't want to see it because you just don't want to be like, you know, it's like
it's like you do and you don't.
And I think some places they did have women fighting men.
I mean, we've seen it online before, and it's a lose-lose. You can't do it.
Nah.
And all the talk about it is just it's nonsense.
It's not cool.
It's never gonna happen. So, unless it's pride rules.
Pride rules. Head kicks.
Soccer kicks.
Bam.
Just kidding.
Christ, man.
Moving right along. So, Fabricio Werdum was supposed to do a little cameo in Halo 5 Guardians. Nice. Which is interesting.
Are you getting that? When's that coming out?
I have no idea. Probably November.
Okay.
Everything seems to be coming out in November.
Fuck November. I can't play 12 video games at the same time. I gotta pick like one. And I barely play that. And a lot of times, like this Destiny shit that I'm doing, like I buy a game and I don't even play it for a year, and then I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, and I'll play it a year later. So it takes
them that long to work all the fucking bugs out, unfortunately. At least a good month afterwards before everything has been smooth.
That's what I'm worried about with Star Wars, the Battlefront thing.
Yeah, I don't think we should pre-order. I think we should hold out.
Yeah, maybe. Depends what the incentive is. So,
well, now I'll let them work out all that shit.
Kinks?
You know it's gonna. Who is EA behind it?
I don't remember. I think it's EA owned, but somebody else, some other studios. Doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. So Werdum.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. If he's gonna just do a voice or he's gonna put his scary face in like the Halo mask, like the Joker fucking smile.
Good for him. He's everywhere.
For now, until he loses, and then they're gonna have to. That was the point I was gonna make. So you know, Kane versus Werdum. My phone. Here we go. Got it back. Then you're gonna get a three-peat, right?
Yeah. Well, if
because it doesn't even matter if you do Rousey versus Tate 3. And Rousey's beat her twice, and you're going to do it a third time? They're going to fucking, Werdum and Velasquez are going to fight 3 times.
Right.
God, they love threes.
They love the
Gotta have 3. We don't even care. It's not even a rubber match.
Just do it.
It's a squash match.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move right along. Ask the Nuts.
Ask the Nuts.
Zachary Geyser says, drop some thoughts on Game of Thrones Season 5 and 6.
You mean the next 2 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
drop some thoughts.
Yeah, some knowledge. What do you think about what's going to happen?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Jon Snow, he died.
so far in my future. It's not for another like 8 months that shit's coming.
I know.
Out. I'm in the middle of other things at the moment. So,
well, I think Jon Snow will come back to life. Of
course.
I think that woman, I don't know what she is, that
raise
red
him.
witch or whatever she is, the Red Queen.
Well, he did say that. What was it? That it's time for the boy to die so that the man can rise or whatever. Master Aemon or whatever said that before he passed.
So they can bring him back to life, and then we never saw the other one.
Yeah, his brother.
Who was that? Not his brother. Baratheon.
Yeah, Stannis.
Yeah.
Oh, we never saw him
die. He never
die.
died, but doesn't he have king's blood too?
Yes.
So couldn't they kill him, take his blood, and then Jon Snow can like vanish at least one person, one main person with the blood?
It's all possible.
Maybe he kills the Queen of Dragons.
Oh, I don't know. I think she's building. I think she's going to take over. She's got some shit going down over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with Tyrion in her corner, who's like well versed in the ways of, you know, the other lands and stuff.
Oh, speaking of him, did you notice they're editing him out of Destiny?
Yeah.
As
He wants too much cashola.
Well, I thought he was very uninspired in the role he played.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, yeah, it's pretty funny because they got to pay him this much money that it's actually cheaper to hire a guy to do everything again plus the next shit.
Yeah, they're editing him out. Like, so you
totally
redo some of this shit. Like, oh my god.
just to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't want
it
to
makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was a weird monotone way he
Because
played
I keep
it.
saying this, and they have said that Destiny is a 10-year plan. So
That's so crazy.
which is cool for a console. This will be the first time anyone's done that. So
It's
I mean,
like
they got the
Warcraft,
framework.
but
Yeah.
different.
And there's shit tons of people playing this. People I don't even realize play video games like at the gym and stuff. Like, oh yeah, Destiny. Most of the guys are on PS4 though, but whatever. Seems like PS4 is like more popular.
Well, now aren't we going to get, if you're on the Xbox, you can play it on your computer.
Oh really? I did
Yeah,
not know
that's
this.
coming. It's a Windows 10
That's sweet.
feature.
I like it.
And people, I was reading somewhere, are tweaking it so that you can make it stream faster by modifying some files and doing a little something.
Okay.
So that's something to keep an eye on.
Nice.
Moving right along. Arian, I don't know how to say. I'm just going to call you M because I can't say your last name. Why aren't there more draws in MMA? In my opinion, the Benil, I can't fucking read, and or see, Darush versus Johnson was either for Johnson or a draw. That was that fight
Yeah,
the other day.
Michael Johnson?
Yeah.
I thought he won that thing, but
Yeah.
it's kind of it was
You
close, I guess. I don't know.
Why aren't there more draws? I think, well, it's as judges are afraid. It's almost, you rarely see a draw around, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, they have to pick a winner. I think they know that.
they're conditioned, I think, to
Yeah.
do it. I have no problem seeing. I don't know who won that round. Draw. It happens so much when we're
10-10.
watching fights. Like,
Yes.
fuck it. That round's a draw.
Well, that's probably because we're drunk and sometimes we're not paying
I don't know about
attention.
that. I think a lot of these rounds are so close. Like, how the fuck do you score that one?
Yes.
If there's a question mark in your mind, it should be a draw. You move to the next round. And then if that one's a question mark, draw. Third round decides everything.
Okay.
Fuck it. Overtime.
Do or die.
Let's do a sudden death overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to do more. I think. Well, the thing is, there's no repercussions for any judges.
No.
Any referee. Look at Steve Mazzagatti. Nothing happened to that guy. You know, he can continue to make terrible call after terrible call, and hopefully someone doesn't die under that guy's watch.
Sure.
No repercussions. No accountability from fucking.
This goes all the way back to like Brock Lesnar and even before.
Exactly.
You know, so it's interesting.
Zero accountability. Eric West. Is there truly anyone you guys believe that can beat Rousey besides Cyborg?
Ooh, I thought Kat Zingano could, and I still think she can, if she doesn't come out like an idiot.
Like a crazy wow.
Just like I'm swinging. Like, what are you doing?
I didn't
Stop
know
that.
she was going to go after my arm.
Okay. Have you seen the highlights? Okay.
She's broken how many? All first round armbar.
That's like that's like the fight companion I listened to. Shab was telling Rogan and the guys like right before he went out to fight. I forgot who it was. They were like, yeah, so we're gonna do this and that, stick and move. Like you're gonna get in there. And I was like, yeah, got it. And first thing he's like, He's like, I just go out there and bam, 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 and I got knocked out. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
you get hit and your fucking game plan goes out the window.
20 seconds before he goes to fight, they give him a game plan. He's like, I got it. And then as soon as the bell rings, it just
I lost it.
It all goes out
Well,
the
fucking
window.
adrenaline's the son of a bitch.
It
Like,
is.
until you step in there,
Yeah.
you don't know how you're gonna handle it. Are you gonna be calm? Are you gonna be relaxed? Or are you gonna
I'd be crazy.
go out like a fucking freak?
I think you'd be relaxed, and I'd be like crazy.
I was relaxed when I did my tough.
Oh
man.
yeah, tough man, yeah.
I was like, oh, I know what to expect. I've watched a couple of these. When I go out there, I'm gonna be nice and relaxed. I'm expecting the guy to run at me and throw some sort of spinning shit. He didn't do it in the first round, but he did it in the second round. That was right.
Yeah.
Got out of the way and he went, ole!
Ole!
Like, you son of a bitch, you just threw a spinning back kick at me? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming for you.
Coming for you.
Coming for you.
Well, my only real experience in like close to fighting was the jiu-jitsu tournament. I just remember my brain was going 10 million miles an hour, and I couldn't make it stop. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, okay, we're going. And then next thing you know, it's like it's over. I'm like, what happened? It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I did exactly everything I didn't want to do, so it was bad. Whatever. You know, you never know.
No, you just got to get in there and see. But, I mean, especially in the UFC, too, you're talking minimum probably 10,000 people.
At least.
You know, you got to see how's it going to be. And
Got your mama there.
some people that you see, some of the fighters when they get in there are just scary relaxed. Just, fuck, is
Like
that guy's heart even
Gegard
beating?
Mousasi?
Yeah.
He's the one who I always think of. He's just like,
Man, guy's ready to do some
like,
work.
What are you doing, man? Dan Henderson is another one.
Yeah,
He's just kind of
they've
chilling.
been there, done it,
hanging
so
out.
on. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's do this
Another
shit.
day at the office. So,
Yep. Did we answer that? Anyone that can truly beat Rousey besides Cyborg?
I don't know.
Maybe herself. Maybe she seems like she's got a level head, so I don't see a John Jones situation happening with her. But I mean, that's the
She
only
might be
person.
snorting lines of coke with her vagina.
Ooh. Kicking it up a notch.
Just
Maybe
like
John's sniffing it out of there.
Could be.
Who knows?
Now, that would be a power couple.
Yeah. Well, they have some kids.
Wow.
That's scary.
That is scary.
Ryan Smith. Can Rockhold be the first to beat Weidman?
He can, but I haven't really thought deeply about this yet. You know, I feel like Weidman's due for a loss, but he's just
Defeated?
so damn tough, man. It's hard. I mean,
He is, but he takes a lot of punishment. You've seen it in a couple fights. He did it in the Machida fight. He did it in the Belfort fight, where he'll let the guy tee off. And you know, in the Belfort fight, it was more of the Homer Simpson. I'm gonna let you tee off on me, and then you're gonna fucking gas yourself out, and I'm gonna come back and win. And the Machida fight was rounds 4 and 5, where it was kind of almost seemed like he was tired, and he was letting him tee off. Where I don't think you need to take that kind of punishment. And this fight, I actually favor Rockhold in this fight. I think striking wise, the distance and those fucking
kicks.
weird kicks.
Yep.
And I don't
He's
know
very
if he's gonna
athletic.
be ready for that. And then jiu-jitsu wise, that's a toss-up because a lot of people are saying Weidman's high level. Rockhold's sneaky
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu though. So I'm really excited to see that.
should
one.
be good. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a war, 5-round war.
I hope so. I hope so. I just look at how Rockhold handled Machida too.
Yeah.
Like fuck, man.
He
That's
did.
gonna. Hopefully that one happens. I have a feeling that we have
Supercards
UFC
going
194 is looking good. Somebody's getting injured.
December 12th,
I don't know
baby.
who I want it to be. Someone's got to get injured.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just is the way it works. Rodrigo Machado, if you have to choose one UFC female fighter to be your wife, one to be your sister, and one to be your daughter, who would you guys choose? Matt, no Cyborg.
Damn.
She could be all of my interests.
I'd take Kat Zingano as the wife. I'm going to have to take Cyborg as my sister because she can kick everyone's ass.
It's a good choice. I can't take her.
Yeah. And I'm going to take, what was the other one?
Daughter.
Oh, daughter. Shit. Cyborg as my daughter might be better. Cause, nah, daughter, I don't know. You don't want somebody too cute. Oh, that Joanna Jess Berdzik, the chick who's like coming on strong right now.
Joanna Jacek.
Yeah, whatever her name is.
You want her as your as
Daughter,
what?
fuck yeah. She's like kicking ass, man. That chick's scary. she can take care of herself.
Yeah.
It's
I
all
like
good.
that as daughter.
That's what I'm going with. You can't say Cyborg though. So as a
You've short circuited my brain.
what? No Cyborg? No Ronda Rousey for you?
Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
The talent pool is so thin.
It's very thin. Misha Tate, Sarah Kaufman. She's like, oh, not the Canadian.
No, I can't even go any
road. A little
road.
manly.
Fuck, man. It just goes from bad to worse wherever you go. I think
Sarah
wife
McMahon.
is the wife. Because Kat's got all the extra baggage. Fuck it. I'll take her as a wife too.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Sister. I'm gonna take Felice Herrig.
Oh, Jesus. Matt's like, listen, these are, can you block me or some shit? I don't want to see these pictures. What are you doing? Put some clothes
And then
on.
daughter, I'll take Paige Van Sant.
Okay, there you go.
Might as well just route it all out to
Nice.
be fucked up for life.
There you go. The man likes me.
It's ugly. It's ugly. Andrew Lara, who should be Pettis' first fight back from injury?
I'm going to go ahead and say,
I'm going to send it to you.
give him Donald Cerrone.
Oof. Can't.
Rematch.
I think he's going to hold out for that title fight.
Cerrone.
Although he wants to, he was talking about moving up to 170 to take a fight.
He's crazy.
He doesn't want to wait.
They're not letting him do that.
No.
I like Donald Cerrone. What do you like? Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
I knew that. I knew you were going to say
you
that.
have to.
Yeah.
You want to give him someone that's not going to take that shit to the ground, someone that's going to stand, someone that you can beat, someone that's not going to check a fucking leg kick or he's going to struggle with the kicks.
I don't like Diaz's chances in that one.
No.
I think he gets his lights shut out
Yes.
in that one. So that's
who I want.
that's a tough fight for Diaz.
And the last question, Justin Dr. Bound Carter, who do you think has the weirdest shaped cock in the UFC? Cyborg is an option for Matt.
Weirdest shaped cock in the UFC?
I think Rampage.
Rampage.
He's probably running that shit into a brick wall. I've seen how he takes care of doors when he was the coach on The
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate Fighter.
Slamming that
So
shit.
if he can treat a door like that, imagine how he treats his cock.
Good point. Good point. I like that. Probably a good chance. It's all like,
What was it, Dave Chappelle, that one skit? You know, I beat my dick like it owes me money.
yes.
I'm betting that's how he treats it.
Probably.
I'm just saying.
It's all chafed
Just
and shit.
saying.
Like bloody.
Probably nice and smooth.
Smooth. We shouldn't be talking about another man this way.
Hey.
It's just uncomfortable.
Why?
Damn you
The
with this
gays.
question.
If you only knew the Portuguese word for it.
The
The
gays.
gays.
Someone's going to tell us.
There I am. I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Ask Damian Maya. Do you like the gays? Sure.
That's
That's going to go over well.
It's going to choke you
Do you
out.
like me to squeeze the brain juice out of you a la Rick Story?
Yes.
Not so much. I took a bath. You got any knowledge?
Knowledge,
Well-
yes. I want to talk about Hard Knocks starting back up. We talked about this before. You said you had maybe couldn't get into it this time?
Yeah, it was a
or-
little slow. I will give it another shot.
Yep.
It's been very good. All the other seasons I've watched.
I love this show. I know you've talked about this, and I think even Keith was saying like it'd be great if they just do this like for a whole season, just to see how it progresses. Even if a team's losing, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, even if it's on 2-week delay, I don't care.
Sure. Why
Like,
do they shut it off? Like, what do they?
Well, I think teams don't want to have cameras during the season because it's in preseason. It doesn't count.
Well, don't they kind of do that though when someone's won a Super Bowl? Aren't there always cameras
NFL
somewhat
films.
following?
Yeah, they do. They do. It just I think there's just a weirdness, or it may just be way too expensive. I don't know.
I don't know.
So I don't know how much that show costs to make, but they do a really great job.
Yeah.
I love some of the cinematography, some of the shots they get with like the clouds moving and the cities, and just it's been great. Like, and I think Houston's a good one, just because they look like they're budding. They have a really strong defensive line. I'm not huge into football anymore, but I love J.J. Watt. That dude's a beast, man. He's crazy.
Yeah, you sent me like a while ago, like some video of him just going
It's
off.
crazy,
This
man.
guy is a freak.
He's fast as fuck. He was saying in the Hard Knocks thing that
Yeah.
he had this 1,000-pound tire. that he was flipping over. Did you see that part?
Yeah, I saw
where
that.
Where like he
You
would
only
only
do it once
or something, and now he did it like 60 times. 1,000-pound tire. Are you kidding me?
How many steroids are you on?
I
by
don't
the
know, but
way?
I can't lift that. Are you? I'm like, ooh. No, I don't even think I can get it off the ground. That guy's so strong. So, and very dedicated to his craft. You know, he's the last at practice. And I wonder sometimes if that's like for the cameras or whatever.
Probably.
But, you know,
Oh, they're here? I'm going to do a lot of extra work.
Practice till 10
Extra
p.m.
work.
Yeah, but check that show out. I always like that. It's weird. Like fall is here already, and I'm not feeling fall. It's like
fucking so hot out right now. My air conditioner's been running for a
hasn't shut off
solid
the whole time.
month
It's just going.
straight. Like a $300 electric bills. Love
Grinding.
it. Garden prospering. I've
it
got
feels good to be cool.
10-foot tall sunflowers.
Do they bloom?
They just started.
About
I
to?
think tomorrow.
They're
These
gonna be,
fuckers
like,
are 10-foot tall.
Gigantic.
The stalks are literally like a BBC
Wow.
thick.
So you've had those a while? They just keep getting bigger every
Yeah.
year? Okay.
I've got a whole bag of like, they're on the juice. All my plants, I
They're on the
fertilize
juice.
them to the
Steroids.
tilt.
He pisses in there with his TRT piss.
Yeah, you got a new
Like,
doctor. It was awesome.
Have
by
a
the
little
way.
TRT piss.
So now, let me tell you, before the treatment was $200 a month. It was super expensive. And now I found a doctor that will write a prescription, and I can do all the shots myself. So the initial investment is $310, and that will last me about 3 months. And then I go back, and then the testosterone, like 3 months supply is only $100.
Well, the shit the actual product is cheap as shit.
Yeah.
It costs nothing, but it's all the doctor visits and all
Yeah.
this bullshit blood work and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Well,
blah.
the primary care physician can order all the blood work, and then now I can do the shots myself. So, like, a little different regimen.
Nice.
Every 4 days versus every 10 days.
Feeling good? Well, you start tomorrow, you said? On the
Well,
new-
I'll do
on
the
new
first
shit?
shot myself tomorrow, so that'll be
New
fun.
shit.
Fucking needle geek. You can do ass,
Have your
stomach,
wife
or
do it. Like here, honey.
well, I'm gonna
stick me
I'm
with
gonna
this.
show her how to do it
Uh-huh.
while I do it, and just in case, because it'd be a lot easier to have someone else just do it. But
It's just fucked
would
up.
would she, I'm like, I would do it to her. Like, fucking,
Yeah.
you need a shot? So
Fucking hell. It'd be like
Dr. Griffith.
passing out over here.
Paging
Just thinking
Dr.
about it.
Griffith.
Yeah, I don't like needles. No, thank you.
I got over that.
Yeah,
when you've
apparently.
been getting stabbed, and when I went through like all the allergy shots, I did a whole round of that for a while, and then all the blood tests and donating blood is a regular thing you have to do when you're on the TRT because your blood gets a little thick. So at the end of the day, it's all good.
As long as you feel good,
More energy.
why not?
Still alive.
It's good. Life
I'm
is
the
good.
guinea pig. Ingo will be starting to.
I'm waiting. I'm
I
giving
say-
him another 6 months to
Whoa.
a year. If life is still good, what'd you say?
Yeah. I said it's all good. You just got to ease into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You don't want to go because the way they do it, they like to Vitor Belfort you right at the
Here,
first.
try
beginning.
this.
Let's test your. Oh Jesus Christ! You're at 1400. I'm gonna scale you back a little bit. It's not an exact
Caprito's gonna like
science.
kick me out of the gym. Weigold, come here. Let me talk to you. Like,
Oh, I'm sure there's other guys in there that
oh,
are on it.
for sure.
Oh.
Most of the guys are smoking weed. They don't want to tell them.
Well, that's a conundrum, right?
Yeah.
Because here's a guy who's
He's anti-drugs.
and that's okay.
I've never even seen him drink alcohol. So, you know, I mean, he does. He says occasionally.
Yeah, I can respect that. If that's
Fine.
the way you want to live your life, that's fine.
It's
He
cool.
doesn't preach it on anybody. A little bit, but
He does. Well, I think honestly, when it comes down to it, he's tolerant of everything. He just thinks like a guy. Like the reason I think he had such a problem with Eddie Bravo is because he expected someone in his position, which is teaching, especially people, younger kids look up to him. You can't be out there talking about weed and all this stuff.
yeah, because you're a mentor, you're an
Right.
instructor. I get it. He put a caveat. He said, "Wait till you're 30."
Yeah.
I don't have a
Like
problem
all
with
the way
that.
at the end of a 10-hour podcast about how awesome weed is. Like, oh, I should say this. Wait till you're 30. Thanks for playing.
No
See you
problem.
later.
I totally respect
Yeah,
that.
whatever.
So
It's fine.
it's just a different way of life.
It
that's
is.
all.
Yep. Maybe a little weed would mellow Caprito out even more.
Maybe you should give him some brown.
No,
Here,
I don't want to do
my
that.
wife made these.
Eat that.
Eat one.
Eat the whole thing.
Just one.
The whole batch. Yeah.
What
That's the last thing I need is a 200+ pound Brazilian pissed off at me,
Yeah.
coming to kill me.
Yeah, he just show up at your door.
Come out there.
We need to have words.
This is how we do it in Brazil.
Yeah, they don't fuck around, man. They come right to your house.
They do.
They get your call out.
I don't need that.
It's all good.
That has been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith. Thanks for playing.
Yes, thank you.